here we are in our incredible Lake Yellowstone room. Seriously, when they sent us the cancellation for our cabin over at Old Faithful, I was devastated. And at first they rebooked us just for one night here and one night at the Snow Lodge. But I didn't want to move in the middle. I know it's dumb.
I think that was more me.
Well, you hate moving in the middle.
You just can't relax if you stay at the same one.
You're always moving. You mean if you stay at different ones?
Yeah.
And from our experience at the Snow Lodge gift shop today, I'm so glad we're not staying at Snow Lodge. It's a zoo.
And no one comes over here because they don't have any specific reason, because it's not like Old Faithful's going off.
Yeah, people just come over here to come over here. So I am ecstatic out of this room. We will never stay here again because I would never in a million years pay $700 a night for a hotel.
Yeah, the
room.
rack rate is $733 on the door. That's ridiculous.
Well, this weekend was on sale. It was, because I looked at if you made the reservation, I'll show some screenshots here. It was like $14.03 for these 2 nights because this isn't peak season. So
First of all,
it's a little...
this room is not $700 nice. It is very nice. It is not $700 nice. That bathroom is ridiculously nice. It's not worth $700. $700 is a lot of money that I would rather not spend on a box.
I mean, it's a lovely box, and
The view is why it's $700.
the view and the location. I mean, lodging in Yellowstone is expensive, but this is just... I'm in love with this.
I mean, there's a whole thing about saying it's Yellowstone. It's all about staying in the park. That's why it's a premium. But cabins are like $150.
Cabins here are $250.
Well, no, I mean,
yeah, in Old Faithful, yes, because ours was reserved for $125 a night. That's without a bathroom. Due to COVID restrictions, they're not allowing this summer for those. Well, they say it's due to COVID restrictions. I think it's because they don't have enough employees. That's what I've been reading online.
Yeah, because they don't have the foreign employees.
So, did you just pick your nose?
No, it's the tip of it.
Oh, okay. That's fine. For $125 a night, this is a steal.
Yeah. So when you say that it's a premium, that's in the park, it's $125. That is worth $125, even if it wasn't at the park. It's just, this is inflated because
it's inflated because it's a gorgeous hotel. It's on the lake. We have a full lake view that is just...
You know why it's inflated? Mr. Waters.
I mean, it probably is Waters' fault, but Xanterra runs it now.
Yeah,
so,
that's Mr. Waters' company.
Mr.
Look at
Waters
the CEO. The CEO is the lich of, the undead lich of Mr. Waters.
Alright, so going through today, we woke up in Butte at about 4:30 in the morning, which was ungodly, but it got us here. The ride over was perfect.
We got a little bit of traffic heading into
West,
but it wasn't like bumper to bumper. It was just, we had a slow car that was doing 5 or 10 under, and everyone got stuck behind
be
them.
careful, you're gonna knock it over.
But it wasn't like 2 million cars. Like, we were wondering, where's the traffic? Like, last night and today, we kept asking ourselves, where's the traffic?
We found it. It's at Old Faithful.
Yeah, because we were talking about how ungodly Memorial Day is supposed to be.
Which, at Old Faithful it is.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. We saw a bunch of wildlife on the way. We saw elk, we saw pronghorn, we saw deer, swimmy deer. I got footage that was awful, so you aren't going to see any of it. We didn't take any photos because we wanted to get in the park. But it was a really relaxing drive. We listened to the lectures.
Oh, the lecture series were nice. There's Robert P.
Smith. I don't remember his middle initial.
All
I remember
he's
is
like
Robert Smith.
1 million years old and has been in the park every day since he was born or something like that. And
he was born out of Old Faithful.
He was doing his graduate level work in geology when they discovered plate tectonics. So this guy has been in the field since the field was born.
So we went through West. That was uneventful. We waited in the West entrance, which wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Still wasn't fun.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
We picked the wrong line. Someone was paying with pennies or something.
Well, we got to West Yellowstone at about 8:45-ish.
Was it 8:45? I thought it was over there.
No, it was 8:45 when we were in the gate. Well, we were in the gate line for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we came through, we went straight over...
I scrambled to download, because in the past, when we went in Utah, we played the license plate game. And on our last wedding trip, we played the Idaho version of the license plate game, which is each county on the license plate.
There's a lot of counties in Idaho.
Like, we'll say 1B and then the code of the license plate, and that's Bonner County. And so you just...
It's 7B for Bonner.
Yes, but...
Actually, 7B might be Ponderay.
That's Ponderay with a P.
Yeah, but some of them aren't right.
Anyways, so we like the license plate game. It's like a fun distraction. We played in Utah on our first big trip, and so I was like, oh, we gotta play it. But
Our first big trip.
We didn't have like a big list of state because we did it on
normally
paper.
I printed it.
Yeah. So what we did is I quickly downloaded an app. Of course, there's an app, and it just downloaded as soon as we hit the gate.
So as of right now, we're at 32 out of 50, which is respectable for one day.
Did you look at what we last did?
Well, I was the one doing it.
Oh.
Unless you did one afterwards.
I saw some massholes.
They're not massholes. I love Massachusetts people. I went to be. Okay, so we went straight to Norris.
Or do we have to be together?
I don't know.
It's up to you.
It's your game. If you want it to count, it can count. Anyway, so we went straight to Norris, which was a good decision because we found a parking
Everyone was
spot
turning
easily.
right. We turned left.
And we went through all of the back basin, which was 1.7 miles. Delightful. Steamboat did not go off. I mean, it may have gone off afterwards, but it did not go off while we were there. It's at its longest period and its longest interval in 2 years in between eruptions. And then after Norris, we went over to Caldera Rim for the picnics. And we already talked to you about that. So
yeah.
There were a bunch of red dogs. It was lovely.
Yeah,
and then we were going to do the Upper Geyser Basin, but the parking was insane.
Next thing was we're like, we love Clepsydra. That's what we drove by Clepsydra.
That's Upper Geyser Basin.
Is that Upper?
Yeah.
Upper is Old Faithful.
No, that's Lower. I get them confused. You could be right. Anyway, whatever basin has
Clepsydra was packed.
Yeah, we could not find a parking spot, so we went on to Firehole Drive.
Is that Firehole Drive or is that?
I thought it's Firehole.
The Firehole Drive's the...
No, Fountain Flats is the first one we did.
Fountain
and then
Flats.
Firehole is the second one. I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
I don't know. It's the one where the road melted. And
so there were a bunch of bison, and that was lovely.
And we just sat there and listened to them. And
we were driving, and I saw a guy get out of his car and stick his hand in a feature, so I yelled at him, and we got flipped off. So that was fun.
With his melted hand. Not really, but it was his friend. So the friend crouched and was like playing with water, and then Haley yelled so loud that
I wanted to make sure they heard me.
They probably jumped out of their skin.
Put your hand in a feature. It's Yellowstone
the
101.
The friend just flipped her off. Like,
I don't care. Ranger Haley doesn't give a poop.
Yeah.
Preserve the parks. So we went on that drive, and then as we were driving by, White Dome went off again because it loves us and we love it.
That was perfect timing too.
It's always perfect timing. We finished that
3
drive.
times now we've seen that go off? 4?
I don't even know. It's a lot. So we finished that drive, and then we went to Old Faithful, which was a zoo. I had the worst time there.
We're on the lookout for a book that we've
By
seen in
Robert Smith.
There's 2 books. There's one Robert Smith, and then there's a Yellowstone
Treasures.
Treasures.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I wasn't looking for that one. I was only looking for Robert's.
Yeah, I've been looking for Yellowstone Treasures. Yellowstone Treasures has been in the park before. Cannot find it. It's probably
sold out.
It's probably in West Yellowstone.
Well,
there's that bookstore.
In West Yellowstone.
There's that one bookstore in West Yellowstone I know it's at, and they had signed copies last time we were there.
In West?
Yeah.
I would have bought a signed copy if I knew.
You said you weren't interested.
I don't remember this. Anyway, so we went to the Old Faithful gift shop, which honestly was people soup. There were so many people in there. You saw the
move
footage.
around.
The line for the bathroom was like 40 people long, and I had to wait in it, and it was awful. No one... I get that you're not supposed to wear a mask if you're vaccinated, but I haven't been around that many people without masks on yet, and that was freaking me out.
And I have a hard time believing everyone in there is vaccinated, especially since there's like 10-year-old kids in there, and you're like, they're not vaccinated, and they're supposed to wear a mask.
I'm less worried about the kids than the righteous people.
Yeah.
So we went to the gift shop, left pretty quickly, got gas, and then
Gas wasn't so I've always worried about Yellowstone gas being terribly expensive. It was only $5 more for the exact same amount of fuel I bought in Montana.
yeah, it's not that much more. I mean, yeah, it's more. You're in the park.
It's just, you pay premium, and it's not worth it to drive out of the park, come back.
Oh God, no, not at all. So then we were debating on what to do, and we drove to the Lonestar Geyser trailhead.
Well, we drove past it, and then
Yeah.
Haley's like, let's do it.
Well, I had been looking up different hikes to do that we haven't done yet, because we've been here a bunch, and I wanted to try something new.
And she
And
said,
I couldn't remember how long it was, so I was like, let's just do it.
and we had passed it because there's also the falls that are
Kepler Cascades.
Yeah, and so we were like, oh, that's a turnout, and then right at the end of Kepler Cascades is the turn-in for
The trailhead.
Trailhead, and we passed it, and I was like, do we really want to do it? And I was like, trust the awesome. And so we turned around, and it was so worth it.
So it's 2.5 miles out, 2.5 miles back.
Murdered us.
The thing is, it's a bike path, so it's pretty level, but as you can see, we're
It's
not
bike.
in shape.
In hiking. Like, we weren't on some trail we weren't supposed to be, but
Yeah.
most people bike it.
Most
It's
people
much
bike it, and
easier
that's gotta be
biking.
a lovely bike ride.
It's probably like 20 minutes.
No, it's probably, well, we spent 3.5 hours, but, okay, so we did the 2.5 mile hike out, and like half a mile before we reach Lonestar Geyser, this group of like
Broy bros.
college bros and broettes comes back and says, oh, you just missed the eruption. And the entire time I hadn't been planning on going to the eruption.
Yeah, we were just gonna go hike
Yeah.
it to see it because we'd never seen it before.
But once they said that we had missed the eruption,
It really
that put
ruined.
me in such a bad mood. Just because to know that we were so close, we were like 15, 20 minutes out, we walk slowly. We mosey. We take photos.
Yeah.
So I was in such a bad mood. I was like, should we turn back? I don't know. And then I was like, oh, we're so close. And I was grumbling the whole way. And then we get out there and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
One of
thing
the
is
most
massive.
impressive geysers I've ever seen, even without it going off. And there was this older couple hanging out. And there was this like super athletic biking, healthy couple in their 40s.
Not tracksuits, but like
Biking
biking
suits.
outfits. Yeah, and
Like legit ones.
yeah.
So they're talking, and I heard her telling the couple, well, just wait, there's some bubbles. And I'm like,
I heard bubbles.
college kids said that it already happened. And you had brought up, well, what if they lied? And I was like, well, there's no reason for them to lie. And they didn't lie. What that lovely couple told us was that it does 2 eruptions.
That's
A
too sad.
minor one and a major one. And what the college kids had seen was the minor one that only lasted like 10 minutes and wasn't very powerful. So we hung out there for a little bit. Phil went off to look at another feature because he hadn't had that conversation with the couple that I had had.
Yeah, I was just wandering about, just like, oh, like, because that's right by a lake, and I was like, I wonder if I could see the lake. And so I walked over there, and, you know, and then I was meandering on back, and I hear Haley yell my name, and I'm just on the other side of the trees, so I just quickly walked through the trees, and it's just going off.
Yeah, it was incredible. I would honestly say that's probably the best geyser we've ever seen.
It's like a jet engine.
It's so
It's
loud.
so intense.
And so powerful. You can feel the power, and you can get pretty close. I mean, not like stepping on thermal feature close.
But the ground, like the secure, like, you know, where it's not crust, goes up pretty close.
And it's where you can tell that you're supposed to be. It's not like, ooh, I'm going too close.
It's a well-trodden path.
Yeah. And it went for like 20, 30 minutes.
Easily 30 minutes.
For the full, like, steam to steam.
Yeah, it erupted, and then it had like a femoral stage where it was just shooting out steam so fast It was very violent.
And it was really windy, so it was like spinning it around, and it was like a geyser tornado, which was something I never knew about.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
that was...
vortex, yeah. The heat and the, yeah. And then we stayed, and then it started slowly dying down, and then it got to the point where it was like, okay, it's just steaming off, we can go now.
And we walked back, which was a very painful walk.
But it was, yeah. Got a good,
well worth it.
Yeah. If we hadn't seen that eruption, I don't know if it, I mean, the geyser's great, but if we had biked it, it would have always been worth it.
Yes.
Walking it is rough, especially when you're out of shape, overweight, and yes.
And you already walked almost 2 miles in the morning.
Mine watches 1.99.
Yeah. So we did the hike, we came back to the car and basically died. And then we started the drive to Lake. And we had anticipated the hike maybe taking a couple hours, but when we did the GPS, it said that we were arriving here at 6:59 p.m. when we had 7:15 dinner reservations, which was a little bit unnerving.
Yeah. Cutting anything in Yellowstone 15 minutes out close to a deadline is just recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
You're gonna get caught in a buffalo jam. You're gonna see a bear. So anything. And it's just like, nope, perfect. We got stuck behind one guy going 40 instead of 45, but he pulled over.
He went down
eventually.
to 30.
He pulled over. He was
enjoying the lake, which what we normally do.
Yeah, if we didn't have the 7:15 reservations,
we would have been in Hayden Valley looking at wildlife as the sun set.
Yeah, it would have been.
But we made it. I checked in while Phil parked the car, and then we got some great recommendations on hikes from the concierge.
Is that the concierge?
He might have been the bellboy. I'm not sure.
I thought he was the bellboy.
Okay, tomato. So, and then we walked into dinner, which was, oh my god.
Yeah, last time we had the Lake Hotel.
Last time we had Lake Hotel was 8 years ago on our very first trip to Yellowstone. It was packed full of people.
So loud, we could not.
Yourself.
We were sitting next to each other and we could not hear each other.
Yeah, it was, and the food was mediocre at the time. I got the chicken, he got the sirloin, which wasn't the way that he wanted it cooked, and the chicken was bland. And so, in all of our trips to Yellowstone, we haven't come back.
Yeah, it was not worth to us the amount of money it cost to get bland chicken and properly cooked steak.
Yeah. But we figured we're staying here, and literally the restaurant opened yesterday, so we made a reservation to give it another shot, and I'm so glad we did.
Did you get the cashier at the gift shop that was brand new and didn't know?
No, I got the manager.
She was like, "This is my second day on the job." I was like, "Yeah, it's everyone's second day on the job."
No, the manager's come back. Anyway, so we had a lovely dinner. We had an appetizer, 2 entrees, and dessert.
They're expensive, but it's so packed with flavor. And
the appetizer was lobster Florentine, which is like lobster with veggies and some like cream sauce, and they give you little toasty squares and watercress, and you make this like you make this like little sandwich, open face sandwich, and it was just so flavorful and tasty.
The problem was we were starved. So
yeah,
we just wolfed it
because
down.
we didn't really eat lunch. We only ate the breakfast burritos this morning, and then we ate one breakfast burrito this morning, and then we ate the other breakfast burrito for lunch.
It really set us a good pace, though.
Yeah, normally we eat 2 breakfast burritos.
If we had just hiked 5 miles, we were so famished.
7, if you add them together.
Yeah, my Fitbit says I burned 5,000 calories today. Well, not Fitbit, but yeah.
But so yes. We had lovely dinner.
Yeah, she got the salmon.
No, I had the trout.
The trout. And I had the pork.
That trout was the best fish I think I've ever eaten in my life. It had a chimichurri sauce on it.
The chimichurri sauce was good.
Yeah, I could have used several more spoonfuls of the chimichurri sauce, but it was reasonable. And your pork was good?
My pork was fantastic. She even ate pork, and she never eats pork.
I hate pork, but that was pretty tasty. I didn't like the sauce, though.
Oh, it was like a... It
was like...
mustardy kind of...
garlicky. Like, there were chunks of garlic. I like garlic flavor, but I don't like full chunks of garlic. And then we had Basque Cake, which was this super dense yellow cake that almost tasted like cookie dough.
It looks like they sliced a chunk of cheese off a wheel.
Yeah, it legit looks like a slice of cheese. But it was super good. And then I had tea with dinner, which I didn't realize how raspy my throat had become after doing all those hikes. But it hit a spot that I didn't know I had. And so after dinner, we we went to the gift shop because we needed to make change for the porter, and I had Phil get some postcards so he could get change, and then I got some stuff, and now we're here.
Porter was very friendly. He's been to Spokane.
Oh, cool. So, we've had a lovely, busy day. I just want to go in pajamas and fall asleep.
Oh, the robe. She's gonna put the robe.
Yes, I'm gonna put on that robe and feel very fancy in my $700 room, a night hotel room.
You're
They even give you little flippy floppies and the loofah.
I forgot waters, so I'm gonna have to go down and get water.
Just a couple bottled waters, but
I'm dying here of thirst.
oh, okay. Well, I think we'll probably call it
Is there some
then.
in your backpack? Or is
There
it
might
empty?
be some on my backpack. I don't
Oh,
know.
it's an empty one.
Oh, sorry. Well, pack in, pack out. All right, so that's it for day 1 of Yellowstone.
I'm down.
And we have another full day, which
We don't even know.
we're going to play by ear because we're so tired.
Hayden Valley, maybe.
Hayden Valley in the morning, I think. We tried to book the Sunset Yellow Bus tour for tomorrow because it leaves from Lake and it's the cheapest tour that they have, but it was already booked out. So we'll do our own thing. Whatever. We don't need the yellow bus. I want to ride that yellow bus so badly.
I
Another
just brought
time.
one of my work ones. They're yellow.
And on that note, have a good day.